Hello, it's me, Leslie Bray-Brewer, down here at the well. Have somebody to video me again so I could sit here in my favorite little chair on the side where we meet on Sunday mornings. It is Thursday night, March 29th. Is that right? March 29th, 2018. And this is the 39th day of the 40-day video series that I felt from God to create, called Watch Walnut Cove. You know, sometimes I've looked at the videos and I've seen they've had 15 views. Then I've got one or two that's got up in the 80s of views. I had no idea who was going to watch this, but I felt to just put it online, out into the open air, and whoever sees it, sees it. I would love for people from other places to see it and say, Walnut Cove? Well, what is Walnut Cove? And just feel something about Walnut Cove and just have to get in their car and drive to Walnut Cove. Like in my favorite movie that I've talked about in other videos, Field of Dreams, where just a man and his family basically doing something that looks like it's never going to make it, and it nearly bankrupts them. And they hold on to the dream. They hold on to what they know they heard. If you build it, he will come. And I didn't know I was going to talk about Field of Dreams because that makes me cry. But that's what I heard. I didn't hear that exact line, but I heard something deep in me that says, if you will proclaim revival in this town, and you'll hang on, and you'll intercede for the people of Walnut Cove, God will show up. He'll show up in such a way that it's going to just be literally something that they hear about in other parts of the world. There's nobody here doing this for fame or glory. I don't want fame or glory. I always want to just be a housewife. I've got 5 kids. I'm a homeschool mom. I like to write. I could write books. I could sit at home and write books. So this wasn't something I chose. This is something I was appointed to do. And at last I accepted it. Not at first willingly, but then God changed my heart. So nobody here that I know of is wanting fame or glory. Nobody even gets paid down here. We just want to follow God and what He wants to do. And He's told us that this town that has been seen as such a decrepit, deteriorating, dilapidated old town, that He's going to do marvelous things here. It's almost as though, you know, I think about the Bible when Jesus came out of Galilee, and people were like, what? They thought the King of Kings was going to come from, Jerusalem or somewhere. And he was born in Bethlehem, and he grew up in Nazareth. You know, what good thing, they said, comes from there? It's almost like they were talking about Walnut Cove. You know, what good thing can come from here? No good thing of us, no good thing of man. But something amazing that God's going to do in this town. He's going to take something that was ugly, and He's going to do to that what He can do to anything else that's ugly. He can make it beautiful because He can redeem it. That's what He's doing. And we're just following what He says to do. Watching Walnut Cove is going to matter one day. Watch Walnut Cove. I've told you this story too before, but one day, it was last Mother's Day, May, whatever the date was in 2017, we were outside on Sunday morning. It was a beautiful sunny Sunday morning, and this vehicle riding by, and these people were looking at us like they were looking for something. I didn't recognize them. Had out-of-state tags, Missouri tags, and they rode up the road, and they turned around, they came back, and they're looking, and we're thinking, what are they looking for? And they pull in and they come up and I'm like, are you Leslie? I'm like, yeah. Do I know these people? They'd never seen me. I'd never seen them. They've been watching us online. I said, we've been watching y'all. We've seen the well online. And they said, we're making a trip to North Carolina to go down near the Raleigh-Dunn area to explore the old sites of the old Pentecostal revivals in the early 1900s. And we just thought we'd come to the well from Missouri. That's the kind of thing that's going to happen. God miraculously, as I've told you before, gave us the land. He gave us this well, plopped it in our lap. Another video tells you that. But he also allowed us to get this land next door. I've told that story on another video. If you can, go back and watch that one. But one thing I didn't talk about when it was time to bid on that land. We'd already been told by numerous sources we were supposed to have that land. I didn't see any way for that to happen. At first, the hotel was there. There's an old, deteriorating hotel. Why would we even want that land? But then the town tore it down. And it was just a vacant lot that the town had for sale. So when we finally felt to start bidding on it because somebody else bid and we had to, or lose it, I told you we didn't have any money. We had $18,000 saved up here. The first bid was $30,000. We had to go above it by a certain amount. We went up to $32,000. We didn't have any money. We bid on pure old faith. One night we were here for prayer, intercessory prayer. It was me, my daughter Chelsea, and 2 other precious ladies were here with. I believe that was it. 4 of us. We were here for prayer. I'm going to say it was, I don't know, July or August. We had started to bid on that land. And all of a sudden, as we're praying, I hear God say for me to go to Ezra chapter 2. I thought, Ezra chapter 2. Now, what is in the book of Ezra? Do any of you know? I mean, I've read the Bible through a few times. Maybe y'all have too. But when somebody first asks you, what's in the book of Ezra? You're like, Ezra? I don't know what's in Ezra. So I go to chapter 2. I'm like, it's like in the movie The 10 Commandments when Moses comes back down from the mountain and his wife says, he has seen God. It was like, she has heard God. I thought, I just heard God. He just told me to go to Ezra chapter 2. I was praying about the land. And so I opened to chapter 2 and I was very disappointed because it's this long chapter of genealogies. It's just like, and so begat so-and-so, and he begat so-and-so. And I thought, I didn't hear God. I was so sure that was him. I was very disappointed. But I kept reading. When I got to the end of the chapters, bunches of verses. When I got to the end of the chapter, all of a sudden it stopped. Whew, the genealogy stopped. And it started saying, and then the people came together to give everything that they had to put money together to rebuild the house of God. And they were supposed to build it on the original land chosen for it. And I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt, God was telling me we were going to get that land. And not only were we going to get that land, but we were supposed to give everything we had. I stopped the prayer meeting. I said, ladies, I just heard God. He told me to go to Ezra chapter 2. And I read it to them about how the people of God sacrificed to give, to build. I said, we're supposed to give everything we've got tonight. You talk about obedience. Those women started scrambling. I think I found $4 in my pocketbook. It was just 4 $1 bills. Another lady had already come in that night and gave all she had. She just walked in for prayer and put a $10 bill in our little basket. And I just looked over there and there's a $10 bill in the basket now. That was odd. So she'd given all she had and I gave my $4. My daughter Chelsea didn't even have a full-time job at that time, but she had helped with some catering at a company up the road, and they gave her a tip, like a $20 tip, and she went and bought some tacos for $3. She had $17 of that $20 tip left, and now she needed that money. My daughter didn't hardly have any money then. She couldn't hardly pay her bills. I can't hardly talk about it. She took that $17 and she gave it, and then my other friend back there, she didn't have any. She had a dime. She said, I didn't bring any money. And she starts rifling through her pockets and she found a dime. It might have been some pennies too, but it was definitely a dime. And we put everything we had. I said, we got to put it somewhere. Where are we going to put it? We can't put it in the Sunday morning offering basket. So I go flying through the well, and just out of the blue, I found this little box. I don't even know where it came from. Do you, Abigail, know where this box came from? Did it come from the other church where we were? What did we do at the other church? What was this?
It was a prayer request.
It was a prayer request box up there?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't remember that. It was a prayer request box. And I found it. It's got some prayer requests in it now. But, no, I know what it's got in it. But, I just found this box and we put everything we had that night. I think it tallied like $31 or something. It was like hardly nothing. And $31.10 or something. It was like hardly nothing. But we knew God told us to put it in there, and that was the seed fund. We planted the seed for the money it was going to take to buy that land. And we told the congregation about it the next Sunday. And sometimes we would hide the box here, and sometimes I'd just go look in the box and there'd be another $20. Or my children would just go put some of their own money in whenever they could. And as we continued to bid on that land, the money came in. And as the money came in, people would write notes. They would send us letters from all over, and they would write letters and notes saying, "We just felt to give you this money. I just felt to send you $5,000 from Winston-Salem, or I just felt to send you $500 from my insurance office in Greensboro." And we collected those notes, and they're in this box. And we keep it. It's real special. So if you donated and you wrote a note, it's private. We don't just open it up and read them all, but this is the box. And when we realized that God was going to provide the money that we needed, we still didn't have it all, but we thought it was coming, and we still hadn't won the bid. But we felt like we were going to win the bid to buy that land, to buy the land to build a community center, a health and wellness center for Walnut Cove. For children to have something to do, for older people who've had strokes or heart disease that have to drive to King to walk the elevated track at the Y and pay money, that they could come here and do it for free. That was our heart's desire, to build on that land. So we hadn't won the bid yet, but we felt we were going to. We thought the money would come, but it wasn't here. And I heard God tell me, take that seed money right here and take it and go bless people. I think at that point it was $200 and something that was in here. And he said, go take it and bless people. So I took the money and we prayed about it. And, we sent some money to Tennessee to a missionary who was going down to Haiti to minister after, I think, had Hurricane Harvey already come? I can't remember, but she was going there. I guess, no, it was before Harvey. Whichever one hit Haiti, Matthew, something. It was like some hurricane had come through, and she was going there. And we felt just to send the money to different places. There was one day that my daughter Abigail that's filming and my little boy Malachi, we felt just to take, was it $50, Abigail? We felt to take, I think, $50 from the box, the original fund, and just walk through town and ask God, who do we give it to? And he told us just to do it, just to go give it to a daycare where people might not be able to pay their bills. People having a hard time, just give it to them and say, let somebody who can't pay a bill to have their child at daycare, let them be blessed. He told us what to do with the seed money. And I told the congregation, I said, people of God, we got to get the seed money out. Gone. And we did. And do you know that after we got it and spent it all, not spent it, gave it to missions work. Once we gave all the money, then the final money came that we needed for that land. We had a beautiful couple in this town that said, we'll loan you the rest of the money that you need to make the bid on that land. And the interest, they were only going to charge us minimal interest. This was a young couple with little children. They don't even go here. At the time, they'd never been here. But it worked out, and God's going to bless them for that offer. But it worked out that another family, we only needed, I think it was $6,000 at the end to get the final bid. They gave us the $6,000, loaned it to us at no interest. And we said, no, take interest. No, they refused. We were able to pay that money back to them within 2 or 3 months after we closed on the land. God allowed us to win the bid on that land. He did it so supernaturally and beautifully. From all the stories, even from him speaking Ezra 2 and the box, and he did it. He did it. And that's how I know we're going to be able to build what we're going to build over there for the glory of God. To take something that was seemed impossible, to take something that seemed dark and ugly, the way that land used to look, even when the old hotel was deteriorating there, and make it beautiful, like he's going to do in this town. I believe when we build this, that health and wellness center will be known worldwide somehow. That people will know that's where we need to go for people to teach us how to be free and whole, spirit, soul, and body, because that's his will. So I just felt to tell you that story. That is not at all what I was going to say. Again, I had a whole nother story about my friend Caroline's project, the Lily's project. That may have to wait for tomorrow, because I felt to go a different way. And it hit me while I was videoing this when I said the date. Today is March 29th. And that's the date that my daughter, who's videoing, that's the date she was due to be born. Now, she didn't come till April the 6th. She's a little late. She's 19 now. But this was the day that she was due, was March 29th. And it was a day that I looked forward to for all those months of pregnancy. And I knew that I had to name her Abigail. And I want to thank God that that name, Abigail, Hebrew, Abi, Abba, Father, Abba. And when you add the little E sound at the end, it's like an I, Abi. That means my daddy, my father. And at the end, the Gal part in Hebrew comes from the same root as the Sea of Galilee, you know, the G-A-L, the Galilee, with the sense of the waves, the little frothy waves playing in the sunshine, the pleasant joyfulness of the waves on the Sea of Galilee. So her name means Abi, my daddy, my father. Gal is joy. My father is joy. That is what we're going to proclaim in this town, that our Father, which art in heaven, is joy. And He's brought that joy to Walnut Cove. Thank you for watching. We got one more day of this. I'm so moved. So, God willing, I'll see you tomorrow on day 40. Thank you for watching Walnut Cove. I love you all.